Squeak, squeak, let's speak about the film Mousetrap and how it syncs up with Pink Floyd. Welcome to Sync Floyd, the podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs up with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. My name is Gareth Blackler, and who's that hiding in a hole in your wall? It's James Barron.
It's me, squeak, squeak, baby. Hello, I'm a mouse.
Hello.
I live here. Bloody squeak to me, more like speak to me, am I right? Yeah.
Okay, so before we started, I was like, oh, do you have any ideas for a clever intro? And you clearly did have that one. But
I
you just
thought
wanted
of that while you were saying your intro, in my defense.
too good at improv.
Already we're bickering like a pair of brothers over their inheritance, Gareth. Their pittance of an inheritance. Much like in the movie Mouse Hunt. I keep wanting to say Mousetrap, but I don't think that's right.
Neato. Yeah, and then I Google it for like trivia, and there's none because is that a movie, Mousetrap?
I don't think so. It's like this sort of walks the line. It's a very similar kind of vibe to the game Mousetrap, you know.
Yeah,
but it is Mouse Hunt. I believe.
Everything about Mousetrap just redirects to Mouse Hunt.
Yeah. In my notes, instead of writing the title this time, I've just written mice in all caps. So. There you go.
Mice!
Yeah.
They should have called it that, although there's only one mouse.
That's true. It would have been misleading to the audience. Yes, Mouse Hunt, 1993 film, I think. It's a weird...
Yeah, or 7 or something.
It's a really weird movie. Do you have history with this one at all?
I think it was just another Colgate Saturday feature movie.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't know. I love Nathan Lane, who played one of the brothers.
Yep, he's a great actor, actually.
Yeah. Other than that, no, I think I felt ambivalent towards it at the time, and now I just feel white-hot rage towards it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
As do I. Well, this is a movie that I had on VHS inexplicably as a child.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, I don't remember why. I feel like it was one of those ones that was a gift. But I feel like it's also... I think it's like sort of a kid's movie, right? With that it's all like... high antics, like very cartoon action kind of stuff. A comedy of errors, it is.
Yeah.
But
then there's a
slapstick.
lot that isn't.
Yeah, it's
for
true.
Kids.
Yeah, there is a heap that isn't for kids. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those ones that was like either a gift or we definitely had it. I don't think I could like dig it out somewhere now, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't explain why we had it, but I definitely watched it when we were quite young. So
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bloody Mouse Hunt, eh?
Bloody Mouse Hunt. How did you find it on this watch?
Well, synced with a bit of a Floyd album. It changes the tone a little bit. Yeah, we're getting a more. I feel like not aligning well. The sereneness of the album. Doesn't align with the slapstick pratfallery playing out on screen, you know.
Like, I couldn't hear the score, but I imagine it was all, like, sad trombones and, like, bells and stuff.
I believe that the original score is mostly, like, horn section, like, like, really... like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds
like,
right.
Lots of... Yeah.
Score by the same guy who does the Avengers movies, though? That's interesting.
Yeah, music to make Mischief 2 is what I feel like it would be.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I would have totally bought Dark Side of the Moon sooner if that sticker was on the CD. Music to make Mischief 2.
Yes, it's a good way to sell an album, yeah.
Yeah. What's the perfect... Oh, wait. Yeah, there. What's the perfect kind of mischief you could make to Pink Floyd?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Just like arranging various prisms to spell out various dirty words. I don't know.
That's pretty perfect.
First thing I thought of. Yeah, I feel like we should do a run of stickers that says music to make mischief too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potentially on the horizon, some fresh merch. Look out for it.
Yeah, hit us up for that.
Yeah. But shall we dive into our discussion of this strange film, Gareth?
Yeah, and how it syncs up to the old music to make mischief to.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, all right.
Yep.
Well, we start with the DreamWorks logo, which famously features a moon.
Yep,
So
we'll take it.
That's something, isn't it?
A little fishing boy on top of the moon.
Yeah.
What's he about? What's his story?
What is he about? Spielberg started DreamWorks, right?
Pardon?
Spielberg started DreamWorks. Is that right?
I think that's right. Yeah. It's a young him up there. It's his origin story. He's just a little moon fisherman. We'll take. Yeah. There you go. Fishing up some fresh scripts.
Yes, that's what he's grabbing.
Yeah.
Just in a weird life sync is in this movie about home restorations, a neighbour has just started soaring away, so I look forward to thwarting his schemes with my podcasting.
Amazing. I hope that continues onto the podcast. This is just...
Yeah. So if you're hearing that, I'm just going to move slightly further away from him.
Mate, nothing like being in lockdown to do a bit of DIY, am I right? What a great time. Everyone's stuck at home and they all get to enjoy your tones of your saw, your circular saw going. Brilliant.
This neighbour did have to watch me carrying a bookcase all by myself above my head and making like comical grunting noises to try to annoy Maddie. So I think we're even now.
All right. The debt is paid.
Yeah.
The karmic mouse between your relationship has settled here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need the mouse to intervene.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Let's dive into the actual movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So it starts with a quote from the deceased father. A world without string is chaos. I guess like prophetic for what is about to take place, but not really. Doesn't really match anything.
Yeah, and there's a lot of string in this movie and a lot of chaos, so I don't know if he's right.
Very true.
And we get some very strong chaos immediately. So the first scene, no huge sinks, but I did have to write down in full caps.
Yeah.
A corpse gets catapulted out of its own coffin and into a sewer.
Yeah, pretty rough start to this movie.
Right?
Much like 3D of a Dam, this one hits the ground running with the tone of the film. He gets catapulted down into a sewer drain, and like they don't really seem that cut up about it. Well, they can't really do anything about it as the thing. But yeah, this sets the slapstick tone for the movie right out of the gate. If you aren't comfortable with your father being shot down a hole, then maybe this isn't the movie for you. I really do like the little intro to this movie though. The all the string pulling the letters together like adds.
Yeah.
I think it's like quite a cool effect over the intro. Like a lot of the CGI in this movie is really, really bad, but I think this this text effect is really nice. So I'm gonna give it that one.
Yeah. It wouldn't have seemed out of place. It wouldn't have seemed out of place in a Pink Floyd planetarium show.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that fits perfectly. We get the string factory stuff, very reminiscent of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory opening, actually, except with string in place of chocolate.
And a lot less whimsy.
The whole string factory goes awry. It's falling apart. String being plummeted down on the workers from above. By, all the machines breaking. This is inexplicable, completely unrelated to the mouse. I think this is all just bad luck streak that continues on.
I would have preferred in this movie if the mouse had messed them up. Had been responsible for all their misery, but they seem very much responsible for it themselves.
That's true.
It's probably a 70-30 mix of mouse to themselves.
Yeah, I think so. My read on this movie is that the mouse is an agent of karma, karmic justice incarnate. And that these are bad people and they don't value their relationship with each other or with their father. And in divine retribution for this, the mouse is thrust upon them. Yeah, that's my read. That's very serious take on the movie Mouse Hunt.
Well, this mouse is not a normal mouse. It sleeps in a bed. It has a photo of a Hawaiian woman that it stares at as it falls asleep.
I love that wee scene, honestly. But we got to get there. So we get Ernie and Lars, the two brothers that we saw carrying the coffin at the start of the film. They're getting bequeathed a bunch of stuff as On the Run's starting up. Lars gets his finger stuck in a ceramic egg, which in a really comedic scene. And then they get given this house as part of the bequeathment the house, the famous house that it turns out to be. And then there's but Ernie has to go. He's got to deliver some food. He's a chef, a famous chef in a restaurant, doing quite well for himself. Kind of pissed off with his dad that his dad never appreciated what he did, and so hence their bad relationship, I suppose. I do enjoy his fake French accent throughout this scene that he does.
I only got it in subtitle format, and my subtitlist did not enjoy writing French, so there's a lot of weird glitch characters in there.
Yes, yeah. Anytime there was a accent above any letter, it screwed up completely, and so it was just all over the shop. I could kind of get what he was saying. He says some pretty silly stuff, calls that the crayfish or whatever has flavors of library, which is very funny, like bibliothèque, which is pretty good.
That's really good.
All the clocks go off, Gareth, in time as we launch into that, as the cockroach escapes the little cigar box that was bequeathed to them.
Oh, yeah.
And, as soon as he escapes, that's when the clocks go off. It's oh, bad luck time, here we go.
Yeah.
This CGI cockroach is completely terrifying, by the way.
Yes.
When it gets stabbed on the end of this fork, the fork looks just as bad, TBH. But, very startlingly unrealistic.
Yeah.
Everything looks very slimy if it's CGI in this movie. It's got a, Goosebumps kind of feel to it.
Yes. Yes, that is a good call.
Yeah. But yeah, Ernie causes the mayor to have another heart attack, his fourth cardiac arrest or something. And his restaurant gets shut down. And another, as the dominoes fall, it gets worse and worse luck.
Yeah. And he does kill the mayor, right?
Yeah, the mayor dies.
The mayor's dead.
Yes, later on in the news report, we find that the mayor died from this fourth heart attack.
Oh, on the eve of his re-election.
Yeah, there you go.
Which was also Christmas Eve?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Not
time
is
clear. Very... Yeah. Much the song, time is very confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot of condensed time in this movie. I think the whole movie takes place over the course of 2 weeks. Repairing the house is only 1 week. As soon as they get the house, find out it's worth something, and then from then on they have 1 week, and then that's the whole house. That's the whole film. So,
and they do a crazy amount. We're jumping ahead, but they do a crazy amount of a miracle fixing off camera.
Yeah,
and
they should go into home repair.
Yeah,
right.
This should be called House Hunt.
It should be
House Fix, Mouse Fix. I don't know. But there's also a lot of theories online. There's a lot of theories online about what time period this takes place in. People believe because of the coin, it's actually set in the 70s.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because everyone's got old-timey clothes and old-timey sensibilities.
Yeah, they all wear hats and stuff. It's pretty bizarre, I guess, man. But it is very hard to place in time. But I feel like they weren't really committing that hard to a certain time period. It's just yeah. It's very much more feels like the 90s because that's when it was made to me.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll just roll with that.
It's that beautiful thing with this, sort of like The Sting, that as much as it tries to be another era, it's so in its own era that it can't fight it.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't say that about Pink Floyd themselves. They, they tried to sound future and they don't sound very 70s.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a future album, so we'll let that slide. That's a thematic sync.
Yeah, it takes place in a weird different time.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Gosh. So yeah, he's all falling apart. But how's his brother doing?
So he's trying to sell the factory in the background. Another company, a nylon string factory, wants to buy the string factory. But he turns it down. He has a flashback to his dad on his deathbed, giving him this lucky piece of string that he's had in his possession for 60 years. And makes a promise to his father not to sell the factory. And he wants them to share the piece of string, which is quite silly.
Yeah.
There you go. I guess it becomes important. It's not entirely clear, but hey.
It's emotional.
Yeah. Yes, he refuses to sell the factory to these boys, and sweet, okay.
Yeah.
Then his wife, April, or his girlfriend, April? I don't know.
I think his wife.
His wife.
He's got a wedding ring.
She's really upset that he didn't sell the factory and is clearly only with him because he was, like, the heir to a, like, successful factory or whatever.
Yeah, her exact quote is, back when I was dating the son of a wealthy string magnate. I'm like, excuse me?
Quality dialogue. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's, like... It's set up that she's going to be leaving him, but she actually just like packs his suitcase and kicks him out on the street. Quite a good joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like Ernie's working in a diner that Lars shows up at coincidentally because he's been kicked out of his restaurant. And then they get back together and catch up over Great Gig. They're quite down on their luck at this point. However, they still find the time to sass a homeless man on the street. So, still some like completely irredeemable bad boy characters. These are like top tier baddie board contenders, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the protagonists of the movie being the bad guys is pretty wild. Like,
yeah, I texted you before you started watching saying, I hope you don't like liking characters.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not so hot. Like, usually, it's a strange choice for a film, I must admit, but we'll allow it.
Yeah.
I guess we're supposed to root for the mouse throughout. But
yes, but I mean, we'll get to it. I didn't really care for this mouse.
No, there's not a lot of good goodies in this story.
Yeah.
It's sort of just bad things happening to bad people. Very cartoon strip feeling throughout.
Yeah.
I did note that there was actual choir of Christmas carolers over Great Gig in the Sky's vocal here, so that's a nice wee match. Nice wee sync there.
Yeah. They show up just like a couple bars late for being when the choir kicks in.
Yeah. They're just a few bars late, but
that's what you get with amateur choirs.
Maybe they were singing off screen before that, you know.
True, we couldn't hear.
And we'll allow it, yeah.
Yeah, alright, let's give it the points.
Sweet. You get points, sync points. And then they go to the only place they can go, which is the mansion that they inherited, the house.
Yeah.
They start exploring it and they flip a coin for who gets the bed. And it lands on its side, perfectly standing up. Really good. I love this kind of thing, but it's just so silly, cartoony. Have you ever had this happen?
No, I've lost coins when I've tried to flip them and stuff like that.
Oh, what? Like they've gone down through the cracks to collect,
just rolled away from me.
Be collected by a mouse.
I'm pretty sure in primary school a bully took a coin off me while I was trying to flip it.
Wow, snatched it out of midair.
Yeah, which you earn it if you do that.
Kinda, yeah. That's a boss bully move. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Damn. I wouldn't.
Windsor primary bullies, they knew their stuff.
Damn.
They were good at
it.
They
take their bully game seriously.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Once I got punched in the stomach while singing a song.
Oh, that's so rough.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my
skill.
gosh. I'm imagining you Snow White style, just singing to various animals and the springtime, and then you get punched in the stomach by a passing bully, and a small rain cloud forms above your head.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's my fault for singing Mischief music.
They knew.
Them. Yeah.
Mischief music. That's my new label.
This coin, this beautiful CGI coin, is one song early, I have to say.
Yeah, it sure is. Very sad to say that it's not taking place in money. The boys, they hear some scratching sounds that sort of wake them up at the end of Great Gig, and they go up to investigate. They let out a whole bunch of CGI moths out of a box.
Yep, scary.
Yep, it's very scary. I've written Ernie puts his face through a painting of a lady in a very comedic thing where his head replaces the lady's face. Very nice.
Yeah.
A lot of just visual jokes that I think lend themselves to this being a kids film, you know. But but also a lot of not safe for children kind of stuff coming up. There's also
darkness.
A shadow puppet of a demon's face appears.
Yeah.
but it's just it's just the shadow of a Jack-in-the-Box that's in the window. None of this stuff comes back, by the way. It's all just like random stuff that's happening, spooky attic stuff.
Yeah, It could have been perfect. Like, you know how they say in action films, you show the place that you're gonna have the big fight scene.
Right?
Early?
Yeah, I was hoping that all this stuff would be set up like Wet Bandit style, like Home Alone. Yeah. That all this stuff would come back and like the moths would get involved with the pest inspector later. But no, it's all just random stuff. But yes, Ernie, through a series of more bad events, gets his head shoved through the ceiling, and he sees that the scratching is the mouse, a little mouse up there. Who's chilling. But he also spots some plans that they bring down by shoving his hand through the ceiling again. Turns out that this house was built by a famous architect, Gareth. LaRue.
Suddenly the house is worth money by Pink Floyd.
Hey, money. Here it is. It's playing right now. Again, this is the one for this film. Money is the through line throughout all of these boys' actions. Yeah. It's the key motivator for basically every character in the film except the mouse, whose main motivator is Mischief. So representing the whole album, the mouse.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. And like all the characters are essentially villains in a Pink Floyd song.
Yeah.
All they care about is money.
Oh, totally. They're like big time caricatures, you know.
Oh yeah.
Especially this next guy, Mr. Falco, who shows up like at the house wanting to buy it for $6 million or whatever. I do love that he only drinks rainwater.
I missed that. That is brilliant.
Sweet little note. He like requests one of his cronies. It's like a glass of rainwater specifically, which is just so funny. Specificity.
Oh, that's so good.
They refuse his offer to make some money because they learn they can make more money through an auction. Their greed is what's driving them, as money is wrapping up here as well. Oh.
Yeah.
They think as that song wraps up, they're just thinking about all the things that they could buy with a bit of money, Gareth. Yeah. It's a money heavy scene. We even get money.
And Lars has this open mouth, like slack jawed in amazement, as like Pink Floyd is singing about away.
Yeah.
Which is like pretty perfect as well.
Yeah, we're like pulling back from them from the doorway as they're both like staring gobsmacked about how much that man was willing to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That money is a gas.
Hey, true. There's more gas coming soon.
The
mouse. It's got other plans though, as we get a little POV shot for the mouse running around.
But doesn't really sync, which is a shame.
No,
I think that would be a good syncage.
Ernie like vows to get this mouse at this point. He's got like an obsession with stopping vermin, as he's like a ex-restaurant owner, and the cockroach is what made him go out of business, so he really hates vermin, I guess. He's got a vendetta.
Dang, you're good at watching movies, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so anyway, they said...
Right person to host this podcast.
Yeah, the lowest tier of them trying to stop this mouse is they set a standard mouse trap. This is how I would deal with the mouse, if need be. Have you ever had to catch a mouse? It's very sad, but sometimes you...
Oh, man. I had blacked this out. So my old flat, or house, apartment for anyone international.
Sure.
We had a mouse... Oh, no, I pretty much lived this movie. It's just coming back to me.
Oh, no.
So I was living with an ex-girlfriend, and she'd sprained her ankle, so she had crutches, and we heard this mouse.
Oh, wow.
So we put... peanut butter on a big empty plate, and then blue tacked a big bowl to one of the crutches. Then I sat in the bed holding the crutches above the big plate, ready for this mouse to run down so I could drop the thing on it.
What is this impossible machine-ass plan to get this mouse? This is hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, and the mouse was not having it.
No.
And eventually, we found out the mouse was living inside this set of drawers that I'd found on the street.
Uh-huh.
I'm in my 20s.
Right.
So we ended up just carrying that outside, and the mouse left that.
Fair.
But of course, the mouse left that and just came back into the house.
Yeah.
The next night, I'm watching, it's not important, but it was that really nice Carey Mulligan movie from 2009.
Okay.
And and I have to pause it because I see this mouse. So I open the doors, wide open, and I stand because I know the mouse is hiding in the curtain by the door. I stand there near it, and I just stomp my feet like a big scary ogre and make like loud noises. My flatmates are just like, no idea what's going on. Eventually I see the mouse leave and I close it. But of course, again, I didn't get the mouse far away enough. So obviously I waited till the ogre was gone and came back in.
Yeah, man.
And then I ended up having to drive pretty far to a store to get a humane mousetrap.
Right.
And then that time I learned by taking the mousetrap like a block away from the house and letting the mouse out. And yeah, that's how I lived my mouse hunt life. How about you?
That's wild. We had a mouse back in Hereford Street flat back in the day. And it lived in my ceiling, and I would hear it all the time. It was very frustrating when trying to sleep. Eventually, I was not as kind as you were. I got a regular mousetrap, and I put it in, I took my light fitting out, put it in the ceiling, and it got the mouse in the middle of the night. But
whoa!
There you go. But
that's dark.
Yeah, it is dark, but it was dark for the mouse too. He lived in the ceiling, but it got him. And yeah, there you go. That's our mouse stories. We can.
You essentially created the mouse version of the film The Lighthouse. Like that mouse wanted to get to the beautiful light, and it was its own downfall.
There you go.
That mouse was a moth.
Damn, who knew? The moths were a sign all along in this movie.
Yeah, the moths were a metaphor to a true event that happened
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's what you get out what you put in with these films.
Yeah. They're like a okay coach in primary school,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh my god. Okay, yes. Anyway, they set just a regular trap on the ground.
Yeah.
And I've just closed my notes. Very good. Yeah, they set this wee trap, and the trap springs in the middle of the night, exactly when the first lyric in Us and Them kicks in.
Ooh, yeah.
Perfect sync there. Take it.
Yeah.
And an Us and Them between the mouse and the boys here.
Yeah.
The antagonist
We've had some.
No, go.
We've had some strong thematicness in that. Great Gig in the Sky. They're sad. They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Money is all about financial promises. Us and Them, the central conflict.
Yes, is brought up. Yes, finally, the boys, the antagonistic relationship between these lads and this mouse is set up here. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, they discovered that he got away. He ate the olive, and they suspect that he left the pit there to taunt them, which is quite silly. But then he is discovered inside the cereal packet and lands in the bowl, freaks them out.
Yeah.
And then they're chasing it around the house with a broom and a hammer, very cartoony here.
Yeah. They break the broom on each other.
Yeah.
The hammer flies apart. It's so cartoony.
Very silly. But yeah, they decide to set another trap with some Gouda. But but as they're doing that, the mouse rolls the whole wheel of Gouda away to consume. By running on top of it.
And what are Pink Floyd singing while he's doing this? While he's running on top of a round wheel of cheese. They're singing round and round and round.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Such a sync.
So we'll take it. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The amount of syncs for this movie, getting out of control. Right at the start. I can't believe it. Anyway, the boys are starting to fix up this house so that they can sell it. There's lots of bonking each other on the head, more pratfalling stuff. Not too much to say.
No, I think there's something about these guys, especially Lars, just aren't silly enough for me to feel like this is comical pratfall. Instead, I just feel concern.
Yeah, they're direly unlikable boys, but they just put through the ringer through this movie.
Yes.
It's just, you just feel bad for them, because, God, it only gets worse from here. Anyway, we get a little view into the mouse's life here as he settles down in his wee bed set up that he's got inside the wall. Very cute. He's dreaming of going to Hawaii. Oh.
once he saves up enough money.
Yeah, his mouse money.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of this is destroyed as they're driving nails through his wee house of the skirting boards. Terrifying. It's very, very like Indiana Jones chase sequence here as the mouse is like running down the little corridor, dodging these nails. He gets like pinned against the wall. Oh, it's very scary.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna die, get impaled on a nail, but it doesn't go all the way in. And then Ernie like distracts Lars because he's bought this hilarious jacuzzi tub. With a cardboard lady still in it, which I really like.
Which is thrown in to sweeten the deal, apparently.
Yeah, very good. He buys it notably for $1,200, which is a recurring amount in the movie, which I really like. Just a nice little detail. And then, like, the mouse, through a series of, like, trickery, like scares them or something by putting his face up to a bottle. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Is that this one?
Looking real big.
Yeah. And then, they trip and fall into the bath, and it slides all the way out the front door, down the stairs, out the front door, and into the frozen lake.
Yeah.
It sinks to the
where
bottom.
It sits for a little bit, then crashes through the ice.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. And the slide starts exactly on any colour you like, which is another lovely moment.
Exactly. I've got that here. It's just another wee sync. They'd slide into the next song. Anyway, the next tactic is covering the whole house in mouse traps. Or the entire floor is covered with them, but they accidentally lock themselves in. And so they just sort of have to sit there. They're sitting there until morning trying to figure out how to get out when the mouse comes out of his wee hole in between them.
Yeah.
The mouse does a bit of mouse parkour. Like, just jumping all over the shelves and stuff to get some cherries. Little note here from Ernie that mice, cheese makes mice sleepy and therefore they have to have fruit to get energy in the morning. Just a little mouse fact. Don't know.
But she must worry that this mouse did eat the entire wheel of Gouda.
Right, in one go.
The night before.
Yeah, he must have slept for fucking ages after that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, after these cherries, and ends up launching a cherry right into the middle of the room. It dramatically spins in between some mouse traps before lightly setting one off and then starting the, like, Mexican wave of, like, tsunami of mouse traps heading towards the boys.
Yeah, and this was all done in real life. Like, they just set up real mouse traps.
Really?
Yeah, and it took, like, a surprisingly low amount of takes to get right.
That's awesome. That's, like, a really cool practical effect. I didn't realize they did that. Yeah. That's great. Oh, my God. But, yeah, it ends up covering them in mouse traps. I assume that this wasn't practically done. They just, like, had costumes with mouse traps attached to them. Anyway, they're chasing the mouse all over the place. They decide to, like, vacuum him through the little mouse hole. They stick the vacuum cleaner down the mouse hole, but the mouse, canny wee mouse, he connects the sewer line to the vacuum, which expands to an enormous size before exploding, is what I've written here. Like, a very large vacuum bag inside this vacuum.
They, obviously it's bad that they get covered in sewage, but I'm jealous that they got a vacuum bag that's going to last that long.
Fucking A. Where can we get those? That's amazing. The amount that they can hold.
Yeah, I hate buying vacuum bags.
For real. That's the lesson from this, the true lesson from this movie. We need better vacuum bags. So instead of inventing a cheese factory at the end of the movie, they should have invented gone into business with these vacuum bags. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone that comes to the door after they've been covered in sewage, and they're going to foreclose the house unless they can pay exactly the amount that they spent on the jacuzzi tub, which is a sweet wee detail. So they're about to be incredibly rich, but because of this, they can't sell the house unless they pay this amount of money that he spent on the tub, which is just very tidy.
Yeah, and it's another kind of perfect, it's half their fault, but it was exacerbated by this mouse, because the mouse scared them into dropping it into a frozen lake.
I guess so, yeah. It's like getting Yeah, the snowball is rolling at this point, collecting moss. I don't know how it goes, rolling stones. But there's no stopping this boulder, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so then we cut to this very scary animal pound, city pound.
Yeah.
There's like green and contaminant suits and stuff that they're wearing, like, what do you call them? Hazmat suits, yeah, that they're wearing. And this is over Eclipse, so we're at the end of playthrough 1 here.
Yeah.
It's getting, like, sprayed down. Over the complete silence, they're talking about getting a cat to get this mouse. They're after a cat with a history of mental illness.
Yeah, which is sort of a song late, because if it hadn't brain damage...
It would have been ideal.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a Catzilla here, kept in a box, over the heartbeats at the end of the album here. Pretty silly. Yeah, they like shock it with a like taser through the holes in the boards of this box. Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this cat survived being gassed like a couple times.
Yeah, survived the like murder gas that they have at the pound, I guess. Unkillable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they resolved to take this cat at the start of playthrough 2. Here we go.
Yeah.
They get it to the house, and the box turns into a CGI box so that the legs of this cat can burst forth. And you can have this box cat running around. Later on, this cat...
I would have loved it if this was just a box cat the whole time.
It would have been great, yeah, because later on this cat becomes like a puppet or animatronic. I'm not entirely sure which. Not looking great, but...
No.
Yeah. The cat chases the wee mouse all over the house. He's like under the blanket and inside the piano keys jumping up and down, playing different songs.
Yeah, classic.
Presumably.
Yeah, sadly no piano sounds at this part of the album.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Anyway, they just leave this cat to do its job and go to the factory. Lars is like warding off the workers because saying that they can't afford to pay them. And Ernie discovers the contract that Lars declined and is going to get one over on his brother by selling the factory without him knowing. That's he formulates that wee plan. But the workers are not happy and are like coming together as a mob, and they escape through the window as the line "Run, Rabbit, Run" plays, Gareth.
Nice, yes.
They squeeze their way through, much like a rabbit would. Yes. And then, we cut back to the house where there's more mouse and cat hijinks playing out.
I guess you could say this mouse and cat are on the run.
Because that's playing. We'll get in there. The mouse sets up like 4 mouse traps. It sets up mouse traps in order to get the cat here. Clips one to its tail, and then like as the cat chases after it, it stands on the other 4, hitting all 4 of its legs. Very brutal. That poor wee cat.
Oh yeah.
And then through another series of silliness, drops the cat down the dumbwaiter. Like again, all this stuff is like very Looney Tunesy. Like like almost like you could see if this was like Wile E. Coyote, his head would have stayed as the rest of his body fell down. You know. Yeah, that's the vibe I get. Also, we get the subtitle after the cat hits the bottom. The subtitles read "sad meowing," which is very, very rough.
Yeah.
Anyway, cue Christopher Walken here as Caesar, the pest control man.
Oh yes!
Wow.
How excited were you to see Christopher Walken?
I knew he was in the movie, but
okay.
It's he has a lot of fun with this role by being like overly intense. His pest control van has an enormous like animatronic cockroach on top of it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he says he can tell when the mouse is listening to them. Like they act out like a wee play and fake out the mouse here. Very silly. He also says that normal people are not psychologically equipped to catch mice, and they need a professional. And they also set up the Chekhov's gun here of like a big old flea bomb.
Yes, which they panic about and chuck around to the clocks of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
take it. I think my phone is just ringing in the background, but we're going to move on. There's all kinds of distractions here happening on the pod.
I've moved to the other side of the room and I've wrapped myself in a blanket to try to avoid the saw sounds.
Okay,
so.
Excellent.
Yeah. Would you say reading a Christopher Walken subtitle gives you that Christopher Walken charm?
Not really, but I do always read them in his accent, in his voice, his trademark voice, so that the illusion is more complete.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christopher Walken?
I really liked him in Seven Psychopaths, where he plays one of the titular psychopaths.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great in that, and also great in the Fatboy Slim video that I can't remember which one. I think it's
Weapon of Choice.
Yeah, Weapon of Choice. That's the one when he is just grooving away in a hotel room and then starts flying. Check that video out, listeners. It's a good one.
That is good. That is I was looking at what is his best performance. I put IMDb and then highest rated, and I didn't have just movies selected, and the highest rated was Pulp Fiction and then Weapon of Choice.
Yeah, man, that's a really sweet role. I just love it when there's just an unexpected person just grooving away in a video. That's all you really need.
Yeah, well, he's a trained dancer, and he was he I think pitched it to Spike Jonze, the director, I want to dance.
Amazing. Oh, I love that.
But father, I want to dance.
Father, Spike Jonze. I can't do it at all. I turned into somebody that wasn't even close. My God.
Yeah. How good is he as the dad in Catch Me If You Can? Catch Me If You Can.
He's the dad in Catch Me If You Can. Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I almost said Lionel DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Old Lionel. Oh my gosh! I love that.
He would not be as he'd be as popular as he is now, I think.
Sure.
If he was called Lionel, but he would not have been a teen heartthrob.
Lionel DiCaprio and Leonardo Ricci.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Wait, let's...
One quick Lionel DiCaprio note.
Okay.
When I watched Catch Me If You Can somewhat recently,
right.
A lot of scenes, young Leonardo DiCaprio looks a lot like you.
Oh. Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment.
That. Yeah.
Awesome.
If any listeners haven't met James, I want you to picture a young Leonardo DiCaprio every time you listen.
Yeah, just think of me as I'm much like a Lionel DiCaprio.
Yeah.
That's my alter ego for this podcast.
Yeah.
All right. We cut back to the old factory, and there's protests going on. They've got the placards getting real angry. And Lars is back there trying to do so. I don't know why he's returned here, but he's got to do something in the factory. But he catches his coat on a big old hook and foolishly threads that thread into the machine.
Yeah.
Sets it on himself, and eventually unspools his whole costume here.
Yeah, all his clothes.
Yeah.
Which is the only scene I remembered, from this film. Which is, I don't know what that says about me.
It's a good visual, seeing his coat slowly unravel. It's pretty clever. And then he's trying to fix it, and in doing so, catches more parts of his clothes.
Yeah. And to the point where he's just holding all his clothes in balls of yarn.
Yeah, exactly. But Time's lyrics kick in as soon as he discovers that he's fully attached to this machine.
Oh yeah.
Which is really good. Anyway, we got to cut back to Christopher Walken Mouse Hunter here. He's dressed up sort of Splinter Cell, got goggles and all kinds of accoutrements covering him. He's talking into his little dictaphone thing.
Yeah.
His little recording device. Just taking some notes for himself. He also eats a bit of mouse poo in order to ascertain the mouse's diet.
Ugh.
Very silly.
Yeah.
Gross. We're
gross. Ugh.
Yeah. Let's move past. Let's keep going.
I feel like it just broke us how gross that was.
Yeah, we needed to slow down for a bit there and just give that a bit of space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a key part of his character, I guess. Oh well.
Yeah.
He's just a weird guy.
Just a weird guy.
Yeah. I guess we have to set up that he's also potentially a baddie. So that he too can be affected by this karmic mouse avatar,
Yeah, because I forgot. I didn't I couldn't hold the thought in my head that he's is trying to like murder this mouse. So when terrible things happen to him, I was just like, oh, Christopher Walken.
Yeah, he's sort of in like not even major to the plot of this. Like he's just come in to try and help, but he also catches the brunt of it. So all of this stuff is taking place. We're all cutting back and forth and stuff, right? Ernie is trying to sell the factory. He set up a meeting at noon under the clock. The town clock. And he's got to go woo some ladies. I think we're not in time here, unfortunately, under this clock. But he's got to...
Oh, no, we're still in time.
Are we? All right.
Because the song is over gets sung when he loses his hat wooing these ladies.
Yeah.
He walks away from them and his deal to get the hat and then gets hit by a bus.
Yep. More karma catching up with him. There you go.
Yeah.
We got to...
terrible things happen to both the brothers when Pink Floyd sing The Song Is Over.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
What is there to say, Gareth, Man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I screwed that up, but hey. We got Home Again, as well, as we return to Lars's house, which I guess is fine.
Well, actually... last time we saw April was last time Pink Floyd sung The Song Is Over.
Oh, wow.
And now she's back exactly when they sing it again, so she's just stepped out for a full album play.
Fair enough. She's coming back. Yeah, she got a cue.
Yeah, she knows she'd hear the rest.
Yeah, she gets a cue every time, does April. There you go.
Yeah.
She learns about the auction that's about to happen, and, learns that Lars is going to become mega rich, basically. Yeah. And then goes to, seduce him? Is that how that goes? Win him back?
Yeah.
Yes, all of Lars's clothes have been turned to balls of yarn, and he drops them comedically when he sees April in the dad's office.
Yeah.
Another quick note: the large, oversized portrait of their dead father. The face constantly changes depending on what is happening. In the scene. Just reacting to what's happening around him. I feel like I've seen this exact joke in Airplane, and that's just continued on.
Yeah, this joke's also in Sorry to Bother You.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that.
It's a classic gag,
Yeah, it's great. Because it's pretty subtle. He's only just sort of not whoa.
Yeah, it's in the exact position. The physical position of the painting doesn't change. It's just the expression of the guy. So yeah. It's more subtle than you'd think, so yeah.
Yeah.
But
rare for this movie, a subtle joke.
Finally. So now it's Caesar's turn for some comeuppance here. The mouse grabs the cord attached to him, the exterminator, and first he turns off his tiny little television that he's using to track down the mouse somehow by binding through a cable. And then, uses the little cable thing attached to his back and connects it all the way down through the house and out onto the winch on Caesar's car here. Attaches it, he, very comedically uses, more and more magnification so that he can see the mouse doing this.
Yeah.
With little things attached to his helmet. Very funny. And then, it gets pulled, the mouse activates the winch and pulls him all the way through the house.
Exactly when the great gig vocals kick in.
Yeah, perfectly. His head first, through all the floorboards. Extremely painful. Oh my gosh. Just, honestly hard to watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
This mouse is wrecking its own home as well.
True, yeah.
By pulling a full-grown Christopher Walken through
He's going, doing everything he can to, protect his home, I think. Showing the lengths that he'll go to, get these guys out. When they first... we didn't mention this, but when they first got the house, they said that they found the original owner in a trunk in the attic, which is presumably the mouse is doing, because this is what happens to Caesar as well. Off screen.
Whoa.
Yeah. Would they hear it in the dictaphone later? Just what the mouse is doing to Caesar. But yeah.
And then the mouse calls 911.
Yeah, that happens.
Which is some straight up serial killer planning.
I guess he doesn't kill Caesar, but he puts him through the ringer anyway. Caesar goes nuts.
Locks him in a trunk.
Yeah. Anyway. Cut back to Ernie at the hospital. His injuries are going to cost him $1,200 again, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
The ladies show up again, and they turn out to be Belgian hair models, which is their strange profession.
Yeah, why not?
This comes back later for no real reason. I think this is just more like cartoony stuff, you know.
Yeah, they get some amazing hairdos later.
But yeah, then like Lars shows back up to save him, but he's wearing April's clothes.
Yeah,
when he claims that he doesn't have a sister
as well.
Yeah, pretty silly. But anyway, they head on back, and Caesar's truck's being towed. And they discover that he's like been bested by the mouse and is like gone completely mad.
Which is fair enough.
A little bit of a core forward, and the mouse makes like a really nice sandwich.
Yes,
like knows its flavor profiles or whatever.
Yeah, like really impresses Ernie,
which like comes back at the end in a sort of payoff, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's I'm gonna say it.
The chef's
This came out exactly 10 years before Ratatouille. Oh, sorry, I think we talked over each other due to a weird connection.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Like, what the hell, Ratatouille? Just took the best part of Mouse Hunt, why not?
I mean...
And made the perfect film out of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to begrudge Ratatouille for that, because it's a far superior film.
Ratatouille is the best film.
Oh, man.
Is it the best Pixar?
Wow. That's quite the claim.
Yeah, it's definitely like tie a ribbon on it, a perfect film. It's like it doesn't outreach, it's not like great but flawed. It has nothing going wrong with it for what it is.
Exactly. Maybe we'll hear more about that later.
Ooh.
Oh. Ernie, so the next bit, there's more like pratfallery happening. Ernie gets stuck in a chimney chasing the mouse. The mouse turns the gas on and nudges like a match to Lars so that he can light it, and blasts Ernie out the top of the chimney in like a gas explosion. I really like that he goes flying into the lake and ends up perfectly landing in the bath at the bottom of the lake. That's just such a sweet shot. Like, I really like him sitting next to the cardboard cutout lady and just going like, damn, like underwater.
Yeah.
Really funny.
This like terrifying, like the CGI for this gas explosion is legitimately scary. Again, seeing Lars's face.
Super horrific.
As he lights it.
Like they get engulfed in fire. It's messed up. Yeah. Like they would have really lasting injuries from this. This is probably like the most serious thing that the mouse does in the whole film. Pretty wild.
But the guitar solo of the big drums does kick in as soon as the explosion happens, so we have to allow it.
We've got to allow it. The mouse is in. He knows. He's playing the long game with the album, you know.
Yeah, the mouse can hear the Pink Floyd that's happening.
Absolutely. Sure. If anyone's been in tune with the Pink Floyd up until now, it's been the mouse, you know.
Yeah.
The most in tune character, for sure.
Yeah.
Apart from April, maybe, who just sat out like one whole album play.
Yeah.
Anyway, they communicate wordlessly with each other about how the mouse like hurt them in various ways here, which I quite enjoy. And then Ernie gets like a comically long shotgun to try and shoot the mouse as the new plan. Ends up shooting the little bug bomb that was set up earlier, the most powerful bomb thing, which collapses the entire floor perfectly at the end of money as well.
Yeah.
The whole thing falls apart. This house is completely wrecked at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. And then that makes me even madder that they fix it
in 2 days.
Apparently in a day. Yeah.
Yeah. To add insult to injury, the next song starts playing Us and Them, and they get a phone call from the people who were going to buy the factory. They're going to withdraw the offer. So they're at their lowest ebb here, arguing with each other, saying how much they hate each other. Really rough. And in doing so, they hit the mouse with an orange.
Yeah.
Toss an orange at a mouse, knocks him out. They finally get
The
him.
mouse turns CGI as it just kind of like lies with its little feet dangling around.
Yeah, just breathing. Yeah, it's still alive. They can't bring themselves to kill the mouse. In a change of heart, unexpected. They spent the whole movie trying to kill it, but hey.
And they change their mind back pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, they decide to mail the mouse to Fidel Castro.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, right? Was this, like, relevant at the time, even? I don't know. It's a wild turn of events.
Do people just do that? Send things to Fidel?
I guess so. It makes its way there and gets to him, hilariously. Yeah. But hey, anyway, so finally rid of the mouse. Things start turning around for the boys in a very, very quick montage. They fix the whole house. The girlfriend, like, bails them out, or the wife, sorry, April. But Castro gets the mouse, and, like, thinking that he's being cheated on some drug deal, he mails it back.
Yeah.
Very silly.
Okay. Yeah. And then only when the mouse, like, gets back does it choose to chew out of its box, and which I guess makes sense because it wants to go to its home.
Yeah.
Actually, no problem with that.
Gets all the way back. Anyway, the boys have made it to the auction. They're very happy. Lars gives Ernie the lucky piece of string. He's like, here you go. You've made it. Dad would be proud of you, etc.
Yeah.
The hair models also show up with ridiculous hairstyles. One's the shape of like a tree kind of thing, a cherry tree, I suppose, and then like a giant string bobbin as well. She knew who she was trying to impress. Yeah, exactly. I guess they each chosen their match, I suppose, but hey.
Yeah.
Old mate Falco shows up again, Mr. Falco. My favourite character. Just starts scoffing down cherries.
Yeah.
Really
he needs the energy.
It's like he does. He's like a large mouse of a man, so we'll allow it.
Whoa. Yeah.
He says that he'll write the boys a check for $10 million right now, but they're too greedy to accept it, Gareth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly when Floyd is singing about the price of tea in a slice.
Yeah, man. That's just hubris, straight up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This is like that whole thing that they've chosen their fate, and then they've chosen their fate again.
Yeah.
With their hubris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, but at this point, they rediscover that the mouse is back independently of each other. Someone comments on raisins in the crepes, which turns out to be mouse droppings.
Yeah.
And
gross.
And Lars finds the package outside with the hole gnawed through it outside in the snow. And so they both. I guess Ernie doesn't realize at this point, but he's like, that's weird, and starts the auction. And old mate Lars is trying to, like, through mime, as Ernie's doing his speech, convince him that the mouse is back, and Ernie doesn't understand. Poor wee man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the mouse shows up on the podium mid-speech, and he's like, changing the words of the speech so that he can try and, like, hit it.
Yeah, find an excuse.
Very silly.
Which he does a lot of this gaveling on beat to Any Colour You Like, which I like.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And then, the auction continues. He says to the auctioneer to keep going no matter what happens. And boy, shout-outs to this auctioneer for taking that completely literally. Like, through the most horrific shit, he will continue this auction. So that's a level of professionalism that stands the test of time, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
You could say as well, like, because the chaos happens.
Yeah.
And, like, the uber rich are still bidding, even if, like, people are getting set on fire and like punching each other. Like, Pink Floyd would have a field day.
Right? What is more Pink Floyd than this whole scene playing out, right?
Yeah.
We're on the, like, back half of this album as well at this point. I sort of just outline in my notes what happens, but all kinds of horrible stuff occurs here. Like, there's, the lady's hair, the mouse is in there, and then it drops down one of their blouses, and Lars shoves his hand down the front of this lady's blouse, trying to get it. Mouse goes into his sleeve, dancing around, makes a bit of his own accidentally. Very silly. Yeah, it's a real comedy of errors. There's people shooting olives into one another's mouths and choking.
Yeah.
All
Then Heimliching it out and shot back.
Yeah, it's getting out of control. But the auction is still continuing. People are still bidding. The mouse runs along underneath some people's seats at one point, and the auctioneer interprets this as them all bidding in sequence, which is very funny. But yeah, it's just all sorts of horrible stuff happens. Eventually, the boys chase the mouse to his little hole where he has gotten away, and they decide to. The lady's hair gets set on fire at some point as well from like someone's long drag cigarette, and Lars runs to get the hose, but Ernie interprets that to like flush the mouse out of the house. Yeah, by like shoving the hose down into the mouse hole. And yes, so this is a surefire way to get the mouse out of the house, so...
I mean, yeah...
It's not smart, but it will work.
No. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, the auction's continuing on as the mouse is, like, getting flooded out. Like, we see, like, him escaping a wave of water within the walls. And it gets up to, like, $25 million for this rare house, Gareth. Yeah, it's, like... There you go. But at that point, it's going once, going twice, and then the wall bursts, and all the water floods out.
To the silence of the end of the album.
Perfect. Yeah. It's, very spooky. They all get flooded out into the front yard of the house. The auctioneer, through all this, still trying to keep the auction going. Hilariously, he's now like outside of the house. Like, stands up and keeps going. Like, any more bids? It's so good. Ernie claims that the house will last forever. He was just trying to prove a point, and then the whole thing like collapses behind him. There you go.
Yeah. I love a good fight scene where a whole house gets demolished. There's a great one in Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, nice, yeah.
That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shout, honestly. Good visual effect. Him like standing there with the house like collapsing behind him defiantly. Very good. Great image. April runs off with the like American like auction person here. So poor Lars is left alone at the end of the movie, but hey, just as well for what comes next. So all the buyers leave, and the boys are just like walking through the rubble, and the lucky string descends back to Earth like manna from heaven, Gareth. They catch it's in 2 pieces, I think, and they catch a piece each. Yeah. Very nice.
And they take it to mean the mouse is dead.
Yeah, but no. They drive away in their car, and that mouse is...
yes, that's right.
The mouse is tagging along underneath and gives a wee laugh to camera. Really weird that the mouse laughs, but hey, okay.
Yeah. That's some Cape Fear nonsense.
Yeah. Anyway, they fall asleep in the dad's office, nowhere else to go at this point. And then, the mouse, like, starts the factory up in the background and puts some cheese in, teaching them that they can make string cheese. With the factory equipment. Oh, it was that all along. That was the solution that we were supposed to know.
Not set up in the slightest.
No, not at all. But hey,
and it works.
It all works out. Yeah, the mouse is accepted into part of the business and is quality control for the string cheese. Ernie's happy because he's making all sorts of different flavor choices that he runs by the mouse. And it's going well. Lars gets to run the business, is doing well, proud of his father's business. Yeah, that's it. And the crash on the run, Gareth, on this third play aligns perfectly with the cut to credits.
Yes. And then the little laugh sound effect happens as if the album enjoyed the film as well.
Yes.
It's like, good times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There you go. What did you think? How did it sync?
What did I think?
Let's rate it, baby.
Yeah. What did I think? I kicked this off saying I was filled with white hot rage by this film.
Yeah.
And then the keen-eared listeners would easily deduce that I've had a great time remembering it. So I will say, if you don't enjoy a film, talk about it for about an hour with your buddy, and then, odds are you might enjoy it more.
Yep. There you go.
But in terms of what we're here for, like, no one cares about our feelings. They care about our science.
Yes, they care about the facts.
And I'm going to say, Yes, I'm gonna say this was a strong sync.
Yeah.
This was, yeah,
We've got to accept
thematically strong, but then also like vibe-wise way off. But yeah, I don't know. What would your number equation
I've got
be, James?
I have to begrudgingly give it a positive grade as well, and that like I don't like this movie, but it did sync very well, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling like strong 7 to 8 on this one. Honestly, there was a lot of good alignment. There you go.
Yeah, let's chuck it an 8.
All right.
Like 2 mouse ears. The mouse ears of numbers.
The Mickey Mouse ears of numbers. There you go.
Yes.
Number 8. Lock it in. All right. Cool.
Whoa. That's one of our highest. We're like
Right?
notably curmudgeons.
Yeah. There you go. No, 8's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good sync. Good ass sync. You can put that on the box next to music to Mischief too. There you go. Next week, Gareth. I don't really have any kind of like silly preamble thing, but because I like only thought of the movie as we were going through this podcast, I like panicked and realized that I hadn't chosen a movie for us to do.
Man.
But thankfully, organically, it came up. Ratatouille we're going to do next week.
Oh, yay, okay.
Continue this mouse thing through with a bloody belter. What a great film. Get ready for it.
Yes.
Maybe the best Pixar
film. I'm
film.
so excited.
Find out next week.
We'll talk in depth about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll parrot an opinion I heard backstage at a comedy show about it.
Hell yeah.
And act like, I'm smart for having that opinion.
All right.
It's going to be a good ep. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, man. Well, I guess, yeah. This has been Pink Floyd.
Yep. Catch
follow
us on Twitter.
It's Pink Floyd Pod. Yeah.
Yep.
And I've been Gareth Blackler.
I've been Lionel DiCaprio.
And we'll see you, and it's true because the next episode's about them too. We'll see you on the dark side of the mouse.
On the dark side of the mouse, squeak.